Hello friends, Ben Ochart here, and welcome to a new year. And I thought it'd be a good time to just do our first lap of the fish room and at the same time discuss some of the ideas and plans I have in store and in mind for 2025. The 2024 goals, some of them were reached, some of them were not, but it's always good to put something out there and then at least have it in mind as the year progresses. So let's take a look at some of the tanks, and I'll share with you just very briefly some of the ideas that I have, and I'd like for you to let me know what you think, in particular about the last one that I share in today's video. All right, let's go ahead and get started. So 2025 will be the year that this big brute, this big stud, gets a wife. She's a beauty. I'm not just going to throw her in there and hope he behaves. I'm pretty sure he would probably destroy her. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a divider in this tank and then let them become acquainted with each other. Maybe adding a second filter to the right side of the aquarium just to make sure that there's water movement and filtration going on. Plenty for both of them. And let them become acquainted with each other, and then go ahead and remove that divider and just see how they get along, providing a lot of hiding spots for the female. Be interesting to see if they pair up. Of course, I'll probably have to have a tank ready in case I need to move that female out. And of course, if they spawn, I'm going to have to figure out what to do with the fry, but that'll be a fun problem to deal with when I get there. Next door in this tank, I do hope to add more fish here, and this is the tank I want to talk with you about and get your ideas on. I'll come back to it in a second. But right next door to that, I do have the 90-gallon. I really like what's going on in this tank. I'm not sure if I'm going to really change that much. Everyone seems to be really happy. The Tapajos are loving life in here. I think they love this type of a substrate. All my fish were just fed, so you're going to see some stuff floating around. You can see fish pecking in the substrate. But this aquarium is it's just very stable, very seasoned, and the fish seem very, very happy. So not sure if I want to change much. Maybe grow out some denison barbs, possibly. Back here is what's left of that disaster, that PetSmart disaster. I'll put a link at the top here where I talk about what happened with my PetSmart disaster. But all that's left in this tank, apart from a couple plecos, are some of the fish I picked up from PetSmart. All the other ones that were in here expired. They just didn't make it. But these are looking hardy, eating well, active, colorful, and seem to have done okay. And in probably another month, when I'm completely convinced that they're not carrying any dangerous pathogens, I'll go ahead and transfer them over to that planted aquarium. Well, the only objective I have for the 300-gallon African cichlid tank is the addition of more fish. I think this tank could easily hold between 5 and 10 additional cichlids. It seems to be relatively calm right now. Again, they're just fed, so you're seeing a little bit of particles floating around. They'll be gone in just a few minutes. But the fish seem to be doing well. Look at the color coming in on that Fusco. Looking great. One of the fish that were picked up from Fritz. The only fish in here I have any concern about at the moment is my little pygmy Venusis. He's acting a little unusual, swimming a little stiff. Just looking the way a fish looks when he's just not just feeling under the weather or getting old. He's always been a bit of a runt, and so We'll see. He might be on the downward slope. It's a beautiful fish right there. The deep water. Taiwan Reef. I was wondering how this fish would do in this tank, but he's done fine. I think the fire hap had some passing interest, but not much more than that. There's the big spot. Strigatus, very underrated fish, cousin of the eye biter, but a lot more mellow. You're looking good, buddy. A little bit of red and orange coming in, lots of blue. In the 210 gallon, things are really stable. So again, I'm reluctant to mess with anything. I did pull out the green tear. His tummy was looking very sunken, and he wasn't really eating. I mean, the only thing he really goes after are bloodworms. So I pulled him out. I'm treating him with a little bit of Fritz, parasite medicine. He has started eating some flakes, so that's good news, but his tummy is still very, very sunken, so I'm not going to be putting him back in until he becomes much more aggressive in eating. He's always been a little bit of a picky eater, and just not really what I would call a very active and robust fish from day one. I think of the group, he was picked up from a friend of mine, and I think he's the last survivor of the entire group that was born. Love the colors on a Geo. Little albinos, a camera hog, a chocolate, red-eyed chocolate cichlid. There's two in here. A lot of silver dollars in here. I think that's the dominant one right there. The red shoulder. There he is. Looks like Sally's hanging out on the right side. Sally the Salvini over here with the Vieja. There she is. Beautiful fish. There's the Vieja. Likes to hang out back here and play peekaboo through the wood. Another big, beautiful fish. So what do you think about if I pick up a group of small discus, 2 to 3 inches, go ahead and put them through quarantine, and then add them to this tank to grow out? I don't think they would be overly aggressive and try and eat the embers. Embers are very small. I've got some of them in here. But what do you think about that idea? Growing out the discus in this 55, maybe bringing them over to the 90 eventually, but at first putting them here to grow out. Let me know in the comments. This is a very, very seasoned, very mature tank. You see how big these snails are? See that guy right there? He's about 2.5, maybe 3 inches from tip to tip. And let's go up a little bit. I'm going to show you something. Keep that size in mind. That's a baby right there. That's a baby snail. This tank is full of them. Here's a little older one. So I'm getting some baby snails. And if you look on the wood here, you'll see some baby plecos. So those are all signs that this aquarium is it's a good, healthy setup and could support even a delicate fish like a discus. But I do want to know what you have to say. You probably know more about discus than I do. Maybe I'd move or pick up a second green killing machine, and as a UV light sterilizer, and put it in here just for extra clarity. But look at that lily down there. My goodness, it just blew up. Nubius, Crips. Got a lot of wood in here. Some duckweed, a little bit of hornwort. So let me know what you think about that idea. I am going to add some more plants, maybe fill in this section over here. The Crips seem to survive well, so I'll probably fill this in with Crips. Maybe add a little more Anubias. And then grow out some discus. Let me know what you think in the comments below. So that's today's lap of the fish room, along with some of the goals and objectives for 2025. Do let me know what you think in the comments below. I do read and respond when I can, and I do appreciate you watching. If you like what you see on this channel and you'd like more, click up here for my best tips on fish keeping, right up here, and then over here if you'd like to subscribe, and then down here for some additional information and on becoming a Patreon. And here's a video that was curated just for you. So go ahead and check those out. Thank you, my friends. Bye-bye.